So it's the start of a new year, and in the fragrance community, that usually means that we're getting a ton of new release fragrances. This one, I was looking forward to all of last year. We heard about it last February. I posted it, and I thought it was going to be coming out by fall, and it ended up being pushed back, and now it's going to be released on February 1st. But I ended up getting it early from scentrush.us. Thank you to Joey over there. I will put a link in the description if you want to go but get yourself a decant. They have really good prices on decants. I'm not affiliated to them at all, just friends. With that said, today I'm going to be doing my first impression on the new Kilian Angel Share Paradis, which I'm really excited to try. So without further ado, let's get it. What's good, my great smelling dudes? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Randy, aka Fragrance Dude, back at you doing some whiffing and sniffing, doing a first impression of the new year, and I'm really excited to do this one because it is I actually had the bottle out here. I'm glad I did. It is a follow-up flanker to the original Kilian Angel Share, which, if you guys have been following my channel for any amount of time, you know that it is my favorite cool weather fragrance, definitely favorite fall fragrance, but it's always been one of my favorite fragrances. It's a warm, boozy cinnamon bun drink. That's really what it smells like. You can tell me otherwise, but that's literally the best way to describe that fragrance. Cinnamon, boozy, woody, really nice. It has this like oak barrel woods. Very nice. And today we're going to be doing my first impression on a flanker of that. But before we get into that, if you're not already, please hit the subscribe button. Everybody else, hit that like. Comment below. Let me know if you're excited to try this. But again, I got this from scentrush.us. And if you use the code DOUD5, Dude5, you get 5% off. I believe it's 2 milliliters for $15.99. This fragrance is probably going to come out around $300, $350 in that range. And just like Kilian's Old Fashioned, it came out on discounters very quickly at $225. So I guess this is probably going to be $225, $250 on discounters. But this is going to be the new flanker to Kilian Angel Share. This is Kilian Angel Share Paradis. Not Paradise, it's Paradis, Paradis. So Paradise without the E. And we're going to put on our first spray here. Scentrush.us is just I met him through my moderator. His name's Joey. It's him and his son. They do decants on there. Really good fragrances. So definitely check that out if you're interested, because you can't find the bottle of this anywhere yet. All right. That smells great. Oh, it's exactly what I was hoping for. It's exactly what you would expect to get from something called Angel Share Paradis. Well, again, it's not Paradise, it's Paradis without the E. I'm pretty sure that still means paradise. And what do you get from this? You get a tropical Angel Share. It's very fruity. It has a nice little raspberry tone on top. Even though it's raspberry, if I can remember correctly, because I posted the notes like a year ago, I believe there was a 3-note breakdown, and it was like raspberry, woods, and rum, maybe, whiskey. The booze is still there. The cinnamon is still there. But on top of that, especially here in the opening, you're getting a heavy dose of this tropical fruitiness. It is not like something that you would get from Lamari Porthole or something where it smells like passion fruit or whatnot. But it does seem like it's in that realm. So you do get the raspberry, but the raspberry is blended. There's some other things in here, whether it's like ginger and a little bit of some kind of other fruitiness, but it smells altogether almost like a tropical Angel Share. It's still warm, still seems like it would be worn in the cooler weather or like 70 degrees or less nights during the spring and summer. It does have a little bit more of a freshness, but this is bomb. This is amazing. Exactly what I was hoping to get from this fragrance. And if you were hoping, like, this is what I mean by a true flanker. I was telling people the other day that I don't understand why Azaro with the most wanted line, they're going all over the place and trying new things when all they really needed to do was take the most wanted DNA and add like plum or leather or cinnamon. If you literally just add something and make it a prominent note, that's all you need to do. Or with the new Jean Paul Gaultier Elixir Absolute, all they're going to need to do with that plum is really extend it to be a bulk of the fragrance, and they will have a killer on their hands. But I could see them not doing it, and I don't understand why they do that. But with this, it's a true flanker. They are really bringing in and really making that raspberry note and a little bit of this kind of like Paradis like style on top of the Angel Share DNA. Just based on the opening rip here, I'm giving this like an 8.5 to a 9. I love Angel Share, so I might be a little bit biased here, but I gotta tell you, this is very, very good. Sweet, warm, a little bit fresher than the original because of that fruitiness. Has that fruitiness on top. Still has a little bit of that oak barrel like woods, but it is dialed down. I gotta say, this is a very, very good fragrance. Even though it has raspberry in it, and it's not exactly like I'm going to say, but it reminds me of if you took something like Kajal Icon and just added a little bit of raspberry to that and put it on top of Kilian Angel Share. That's exactly what I get from this. It has that Paradise factor. Again, it's not like exactly like Kajal Icon or something like that, or Lamari Porthole, those like tropical fragrances. It's a little bit more thicker, a little bit boozy, but just picture those type of fragrances with a little bit of raspberry on top, and then threw on top of that Angel Share DNA with the woods dialed down. I think this is great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys about a half hour, myself about a half hour. I'm going to let this dry down and see what we get from a little bit of the dry down. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so we are back, and this is Kilian Angel Share Paradis. And so it's great. As it started to dry down, so it hasn't really changed drastically. The fruitiness is still there. You still get more of that tropical vibe, but as it started to dry, it did get a little bit more of that Angel Share-like DNA, which I was expecting because that is the base. And so it's pulling up. You're still getting a little bit of that cinnamon. You're getting that booze. It's definitely a little bit more booze prominent than the original Angel Share, but not like heavy. But the Angel Share-esque like DNA, the woodiness, the cinnamon, that ambery-like feeling, the resins, that does pull up while you still have the fruitiness on top. While the fruitiness does dissipate a bit, you can still smell it in the background. My wife gave this the thumbs up. My daughter gave this the thumbs up. It is a great addition. It's a true flanker to the original Angel Share. Would you find it a bit redundant? The opening, absolutely not. As it starts to dry, there might be people who say it's a little bit closer to the Angel Share original, but I still smell at least a 35% difference in the dry down, and it is that fruitiness, which to me is enough to buy a full bottle. I think this is full bottle worthy, especially for those who love the original Angel Share. I'm telling you, this stuff is miraculous. And I'm saying that knowing that it smells similar to the original Angel Share, just kind of like with a twist, but that is exactly what I was expecting to get with this. You don't need to really tweak something that is so popular. You just need to add on to it, and that is exactly what they did here with the raspberry, a little bit more of this tropical fruitiness on top, and almost like a slight creaminess. And then you dial down that oak barrel woods, and it just brings in a nice blend that does not take away from the original Angel Share. So yes, it's pushing out nicely. It's pushing out exactly like the original Angel Share, which the original Angel Share, it lasts a decent amount of time. It projects at least 6 feet. I mean, it's a good performer, so I don't see this being any different. Again, I got about 15 milliliters here, and so once that's gone, I will buy a full bottle of this as long as nothing crazy happens. But picture this, Angel Share Paradis. I mean, I will come back and do a full review in about 7 to 10 days, but really, at the end of the day, I'm going to say that this is probably an 8.5 to a 9. I'm going to stick with that. I will let you know if that changes anything, but how does it compare to the original as far as like which one I prefer more? I actually think that as far as situational value, I still like this one for the cooler weather, but this one adds a little bit of depth and freshness. It's not a fresh fragrance, but I could see it being more worn as something you could wear in the warmer spring and fall nights, maybe a little bit into summer if you're looking at like 60 to 70, because it does have that tropical fruity vibe as well as that raspberry. So I'm going to say it's not too redundant, but you have to really like the original Angel Share to warrant spending the $200 to $300 on a bottle. But I will give you my full review once I get back to let you know what I think of it. I'm going to give it a few wearings, but let me know if you've tried this out. Let me know if you're interested in it. Again, go over to scentrush.us. It's the only place you can find it at this point in time, and you can get it for, again, $15.99 for a 2 milliliter just to try it out, so you know if you want to buy it or not. I think that's a pretty decent price. But with that said, I appreciate you guys tuning in to me today. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, slap that like, and I'll be back with another one. Peace out.